All right, I know you missed me, and I'm sorry, but everyone deserves a fucking vacation. So cool your jets, sit back, and relax, because the Hotwire returns right now.
Live on Revolution Radio, please welcome the hosts of the Hotwire, Tommy Knox.
Oh yeah, it's me, Tommy Knox, and I am so happy to be back on the air. It's been so long, and I have missed you so very, very much. To spell all the rumors, just so you know, I was vacationing with my family in the Jersey Shore. Okay, so I had a great time with my family, my wife, my beautiful wife, Melly Knox, and my kids. And you know what? I'm fucking entitled to that. Okay? So you can all kiss my ass. But I know you've missed the show. I know you've missed the mailbag. So without further ado, let's dive in and see what y'all motherfuckers had to say. Question. First question of the day from Simon Stacks in Washington State, way out there in Washington State. What are your thoughts on Evie Bang since she has made her in-ring debut? She's tough, right? I said this before. I think her stock is really high. She is super sexy. She's got the great look, great attitude, and she's tough in the ring. I'm a fan. Thanks for the question, Simon. Larry Kennedy from Dirty Jersey. What up, Dirty Jersey? If you could predict the end of the year awards recipients, who would you pick and why? There's a lot of awards that go out. Obviously, you would think that Man of the Year would go to J2H. Woman of the Year, I would probably predict would go to Crystal Miller. As far as that, I don't know. Wrestler of the Year. Can't count Kate Steele out of that one. James Tischini might make a run for that one as well. He's had a good title run. And obviously J2H is in that conversation as well. So it should be fun. We're a couple of months away from that. And something always worth looking towards. Frank Mueller in West Hollywood. What are your thoughts on Veronica Taylor's Roulette Championship win? It's about time, right? She's been with the company for a long time. She's never won a singles title. She's won quite a few tag team championships with various partners. But, look, she's got talent. She's certainly got an aura about her, good or bad, right? I think she'll have a nice little run. I think ultimately, when history looks back on this, she'll be looked back as a transitional champion because I don't think she's going to have anywhere near the reign that Kate Steele had. But again, congratulations to Veronica Taylor. Guy Gomez from Washington, D.C. What happened to Scott Sanders? He was looking bright and toppled Drake. Please don't tell me he is a one-hit wonder. He might be a one-hit wonder. We might die. I was going to dive in this a little bit in the rumors, but we'll talk about it now because the question was asked. It looks like there was a contract snafu with the Blake clan. Some guaranteed money wasn't guaranteed. Miles Blake didn't feel too good about that, so he may have taken his ball and gone home, and apparently his ball is actually Scott Sanders. So I wouldn't expect to see the two of them on the show anytime soon. Kale Smith from Fucks Knows right now. Where have you been, mate? The place has been fucking boring without you. Like I said, I was on vacation. There wasn't much more to that. Melanie Holly from Ohio. Why was there no big farewell for Drake? Like, that's mega bullshit in my opinion. Part of that is his relationship with Mark Ward. They don't get along very well. I'm sure Mark Ward would not have approved any type of celebration for Drake. I fully expect him to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, though, in the fall, so expect some form of celebration at that point. Carl Leroy in Miami, Florida. J2H seems to think Rage is afraid to defend the internet title against Despair. Do you believe this? If so, and why? I don't think Rage is afraid. I just don't think he wants to fight his friend. And that leads us to another question from Gregory Montgomery in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. What would you think if Rage got booked against Despair for the internet title? I would think it's a proper match. Look, I said it before, I'll say it again. Despair to me belongs in the internet division. And Rage has been a very good internet champion. I can't believe I just said that, but it's the truth. So it's a natural matchup, if you ask me. But, they're part of the sins and blah, blah, blah. I understand that, but listen, this is professional wrestling, right? If you can't leave it in the ring and be friends outside of the ring, then you're probably in the wrong fucking business. All right? So I think it's a good matchup. And you know what? Hashtag I'd fucking book it. From Madison Fetter in Brooklyn, New York. Did you ever want to be a professional wrestler? I did for a very short period of time. And then I realized, hey, I can make probably more money outside of the ring with a microphone. So, not really. But thank you for the question. I appreciate Madison. Andy in Atlanta. My buddy, my friend, I've missed you so much. Thank you for your question as always. Dimitri versus Connor Murphy is going to be a great match. Both want to get that shot at J2H and be the World Heavyweight Champion. Your thoughts on this match? I'll talk about this. Great question, but I'll talk about this when I do the show predictions. But I will say that I'm really looking forward to it. All right. Haley Smalls in Bend, Oregon. I've missed you. I missed you too, Haley. Thank you. With that being said, let's get right to the question. Let's talk about the Bombshell Championship. It looks like Kira Johnson or whatever versus Crystal Miller. Do you think that this match has what it takes to be a show stealer, or do you think it falls flat? If you had a choice and had to replace Kira with a different bombshell, which bombshell would you put in Kira's spot, whether they've earned it or not? I wouldn't. Listen, Kira's earned it. We'll be talking about this all the time. You should earn championship matches. And as far as I'm concerned, Kira earned it. So do I think she's going to win? That's a whole other conversation we'll talk about in a couple of weeks. But she deserves to be in that spot, and God bless her, and I wish her all of the luck. Owen Patrick in Bosman, Montana. Where the hell have you been? I've been going insane without your show to listen to. I know you'll get into the show later. I know you'll get into the show later in the show. That must have been a typo, Owen. But I want to know who you want to see in the Bombshell Tag Team Champion match against Uriella and Lucy. Team Technicolor or the Lady Elders. I think, and I don't want to get too far into it, I think one of the members of Team Technicolor, one of those sisters, has a really high ceiling. But I'd like to see the Lady Elders get in this match. I like that whole group. And I think that they have the best chance at this point to unseat the Angel Clan. Joey Davinson in Toronto, Canada. Why do you think Melody Grace wasn't on last week's episode of Climax Control? Do you think she will be on the show on Sunday? It's been pretty clear she's actually filming Jackhammer 3 with Dre Green at the moment. So that's probably why she wasn't at the show. And I have no idea if she's going to be on the show on Sunday. Bella Winstrom in Halifax, Nova Scotia. End of the year awards will be coming soon. Who do you think deserves to be awarded the Bombshell of the Year? Wow, talk about multiple multiples of the same question. I said it before, I think Crystal Miller deserves that that award. Calliope Avendale in Milan, Italy. I'm hitting Italy. Boom, love it. Christmas is just 113 days away. Really, 113? Wow, you're a fucking loser, huh? Since you're a wrestling fan and such a huge part of SCW, and Mark Ward or Christian Underwood gives you the present of booking the two main events of their holiday show, what matches would you book? I would book the match of me against a bottle of scotch and a Christmas fucking goose. Because that's what I'll be doing on Christmas. God bless whatever you, Calliope, are doing on Christmas Day. Ask me about Christmas in fucking December. Hendricks Rivers in Kodiak, Alaska. I know a lot of viewers of SCW want an East Coast tour, but do you think we could get SCW to come to Alaska just once? Probably not. It's fucking Alaska. Jalen Townsend in Vancouver, Canada. I'm super stoked. Drake Green's new movie is filming around here, and I've been dying to see him around. Do you think that there's maybe a chance of him ever returning to an SCW ring? I'm always a fan of never say never. Look, Drake Green made it very clear that he wasn't retiring. Okay, he was wrestling his last match at SCW because his contract was ending. So there's always a chance. I wouldn't expect it to be anytime soon, but you never know. Cad Erickson in Seattle, Washington. Over the next couple of weeks, what are you most looking forward to seeing in the SCW universe? What are you not looking forward to seeing? I'm hoping to see more bombshell action. I love me some bombshells. What am I most looking forward to seeing? Wrestling. What am I not looking forward to seeing? Fucking 2 and 3 part fucking motherfucking questions. Alright? Please. I'm not even going to answer. Caleb Princeton in Kailua, Hawaii. Kailua? I'm butchering that. Somewhere in Hawaii. If you could create a themed episode of Climax Control, what theme would you use? I personally would find it hilarious to have Disney themed episode. Could you imagine J2H having a dress as a Disney character? I think that is an awful idea, Caleb. You know what themes I would like to see? Wrestling. Why is it always about themes? You know, like, oh, let's do the Halloween matches. Or, let's just fucking wrestle. You want a theme? Give everyone a piece of wood with fucking barbed wire wrapped around it. Let's get back to 1996, motherfuckers. Okay? How about that for a fucking theme? Gary from the Netherlands, my buddy Gary, I've missed you so much. Thank you for sending a question in. Both Dimitri and Tischini are on fire as of late. Are they better as singles or perhaps more suitable as a tag team after a big-time victory over Ben Jordan and Jamie Dean? Right now, listen, James Tischini is the roulette champion. Dimitri's got a shot to become the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. So right now, you have to say that they're better and in better situations as singles competitors. That doesn't mean that James happens to lose his belt in the next month and Dimitri fails to claim the World Heavyweight Championship. Then all of a sudden, you might have the next World Tag Team Champions. Just saying. Excuse me. Do you think Kate Steele is on a downward spiral after 2 defeats in 2 matches? How can she turn it around? Listen, she won a lot of matches in a row. So to me, 2 victories, 2 losses rather, one a little tainted and one against a very good competitor. To me, it's not a downward spiral. If she continues to lose, then we can open up that conversation. J2H threatened to go on strike if a certain someone wins the tournament to be number 1 contender. Do you know which one? Also, do SCW champions wield that much power to strike? Again, multi-part questions. Come on. I don't know which one. You can make a case for either one because he's already beaten both. He has beaten Connor in an actual championship match, so maybe he's talking about Connor. I don't know. But no, he does not have that much power. If he didn't show up to work and decided not to wrestle, I would give him 3 days before Christian Underwood took that title off of him. Did Marcus Reeves retire because he couldn't seem to buy a win in SCW? Someone could make that argument. No, the dude's like fucking 60 years old. Give him a break. If you could stop SCW from rehiring anyone from the past, who would it be? There's a lot of names on that list. A lot of names. So I don't know if I could pick just one. But Frost. To me, it's Frost. And I'll tell you why. He didn't do anything bad. He wasn't a piece of shit. From all accounts, he's a great guy. But this fucking guy shows up, makes you want to love him, gives you something to cheer for, and then just fucking falls flat every single time. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Jump off a building, Frost. What is the atmosphere like backstage before a show? It's busy. I don't converse with a lot of wrestlers that often during the shows. Sometimes I talk to them after. But it's busy. I mean, a lot of guys are trying to get dressed. There's costume malfunction. There's costume changes. There's all sorts of shit going on backstage. It's not really this calm, fun-loving atmosphere. It is after the shows, or certainly an hour or two into the show. But for the most part, people are all business. After the shock defeat by Dimitri and James Tischini, do you think this has given the Surf Boys, the Elders, and the Monstimals more confidence going into Violent Conduct 3? It should, right? I mean, you would think that, okay, these guys aren't unbeatable, so now we can do it too, right? Who is Evie Bang's Mi Mundo? Mi Mundo, for those of you guys that don't know, means my world. So the person is asking, who is Evie Bang's world? I have no idea, but I have two theories. The first is Johnny Tsunami. They play aloof on Twitter like, they're just friends. But to me, they look like they bang each other all the fucking time. So that's number one. And number two is Ben Jordan, right? She's always going after him. I'll leave it clean. She's always going after him on Twitter and backstage. So who knows? She's certainly someone to pay attention to, if you ask me. Did you read the hashtag reasons why Tommy can't do the Hotwire? If so, which one do you think was the best reason? My favorite was that Tommy Knox was deleted. What is currently the strongest roster in your view? The men's or the Bombshells? For a long time it was the Bombshells. The men, to me, lately have been showing me something with Connor Murphy, Dimitri. Obviously, James Tischini is having a near historic Roulette title run. Rage is having a near historic Internet title run. And J2H is in the midst of a historic World Heavyweight Championship run. So right now, I'm going to give the nod to the men. Is Hot Stuff's anger towards Kira Fisher legit, or is he just trying to make people buy the supercard? Probably a little bit of both. What I do know about Mark Ward is he's a great businessman. So certainly he's pumping the supercard, and he wants buy rates, of course. But rumor has it he hates her just a little bit. With Johnny Tsunami and Caleb Houston both on the active roster now as solo guys, who will go the furthest in SCW? I do think Caleb Houston has the better natural ability. He's a better athlete. But he's also a bigger fuck up than Johnny, so I will pick Johnny. Do you think wrestlers damage their reputations by playing that stupid Pokemon game on air? I don't tune in to watch tough guys look for creatures that aren't there. You know what I feel about, how I feel about Pokemon Go? And listen, there's a lot of people that make arguments. Oh, well, it's getting people to interact, right? And it's getting people to talk to each other. How about this? Put the fucking phone down and talk to each other. Talk about wrestling. Talk about football. Both the real kind and that weird fucking one that we call soccer. Okay? Just talk. You don't need a device and some magical mythical creature on a fucking GPS screen to help you conversate. That being said, I don't really give a fuck what these guys do backstage as long as they perform in the ring, and I don't think Mark or Christian care either. There we go, guys. All right, that's all the questions for the mailbag. All right, thank you everyone that sent them in, and the ones that didn't, you know who you are. You fucking suck, and you better pick it up, or otherwise I'm gonna come fucking find you. All right, last week's show, a couple of highlights. No J2H, no Melody Grace, and no Crystal Miller at the show. Those three absent champs. So 3 of your top 4 top singles champs were not on the show. Okay, that certainly hurt ratings. Ratings dipped a little bit, especially when they tuned in and they didn't see Crystal or Jay. Veronica Taylor claimed that she will break Kate Steele's record holding the Roulette title. Bullshit. I give her maybe 6 weeks. John Doe was asking Casey to chokeslam him through a table for no fucking reason whatsoever. But Casey obviously obliged because he's Casey fucking Williams. Pretty cool. Gabriel Stevens was at the show. He has opened up a small wrestling school in Las Vegas. He did train Evie Bang. He was at the show. Huge pop. It was great to see Gabriel on SCW television again. And let's start that hashtag. Bring back Gabriel. All right. Rage told Steven Rowan the only way he will get a one-on-one shot for his title is if he wins the Battle Royal. Basically, Rage said, "Go fuck yourself." Of course, this week we do have the Battle Royal. 8 men will be in the ring. The winner will challenge Rage at the Supercard Violent Conduct 3 for the Superstar Internet Championship. Excuse me. I think Steve has got a really good shot at winning that match, but so does Chris Shipman, so does Samuel Devereaux. So we will see. Me personally, I always said Steve should have got his one-on-one shot. I thought he got fucked out of that at the last Supercard, so we will see. Evie Bang and Alexis Edwards, their little rivalry has toppled over. There was a big brawl backstage. And Christian Underwood did announce that there will be a one-on-one match at Violent Conduct 3. And whoever books that fucking match, listen to me and listen to the name of the show. It's called Violent Conduct 3. Violent Conduct 3. I want to see something violent for that match. They deserve it. The Justice League did dispel rumors that they're gone. They are here and they are looking for more matches in SCW. And of course, Chris Shipman attacked a cancer patient before spitting on Christian Underwood. He was thrown out of the building. And there are rumors going around that he's going to be suspended. This week I decided to change it up. My question of the week wasn't so much about who the better bombshell was or, what guy could unseat J2H. To me, it was a fun question. It was what was a better belt design in SDW. 4 chances, bombshell tag team titles, the Superstar Internet title, the World Bombshell title, and of course the World Heavyweight Championship. 6% voted for the bombshell tag team titles, 18% for the Superstar Internet belt. I would have picked the World Bombshell title. I would have agreed with 35% of the voting field. And the winner, with 41%, was the World Heavyweight Championship. Which, is a nice belt, too. Personally, I like the white strap on the World Bombshell title. But could have gone either way. Next week's show is going to be a fun one. There's a couple fun matches, a couple things I'm looking forward to. Opening the show is a singles match. A tag team match. Justice League versus Team Hero. We haven't seen Team Hero in tag team competition since they lost their titles to the Angel Clan. And they will be facing the returning Justice League, who, of course, Zuri Chastain and Belinda Warlick. I think that Roxy and Kira will wipe the ring with them. I don't think this is going to be close. I think Kira is now at the top of her game as a singles competitor. They are the best tag team in all of wrestling. I've said that before. This will be an easy victory for them. Lord Rob, right, will make his I think it's his singles return, his first singles match in a while, versus Caleb Houston. Caleb's got no shot unless he decides to put the bottle down and show up for work. I think it might be too late for him. I think Lord Rob might eat him for breakfast. Amy Marshall versus Mercedes Vargas. I love this matchup. To me, this is one of those classic rivalries. They fought over multiple titles before. And I just love the two of them in the ring together. Anytime they're together, there's magic and there's money to be made. I will pick Amy in this match. I think she historically has a bit of a number on Mercedes, but this is really a toss-up. The finals in the mini tournament for the number 1 challenger for the World Bombshell Tag Team Championship, Team Technicolor versus member of the Elders. I will go with the Elders for this one, Song and Alana Allure. I think that she will be able they will be able to beat Team Technicolor and go on to face the Angel Clan at Violent Conduct 3. Another mini tournament final, the contenders to the World Heavyweight Championship. That's Conor Murphy versus Dimitri. J2H, of course, will be on guest commentary, which should be fun. This is any man's game. Part of me wants to pick Conor because I feel like Conor has always been just right there, about to break through that proverbial glass ceiling. He's got all the ingredients to be a main event contender and a world heavyweight champion. But so does Dimitri, and Dimitri has been a bit hotter lately, although he did fall to J2H just a few weeks ago. I'm going to go with Dimitri in this match, but this is another one of those toss-ups where it could be either one, and I might even be rooting for Conor in this one. We talked about it before, the Battle Royal for the Internet Championship's #1 contender. Steve Ramone, Samuel Devereaux, Casey Williams, Ryan Keys, Kane, Chris Shipman, Alex Rush, and Despair. So let me go through it. You can never count Kane out. He's a Grand Slam champion, Hall of Famer. You cannot count Kane out. Despair, to me, is back where he should be. To me, it's the most intriguing matchup. We've never seen it before, Rage versus Despair. Also, Steve Ramone looks good. Samuel Devereaux has a shot at this thing. I think the craftiest person in this match will win, and for some reason, I think that craftiest person will be Despair. So I'm going to pick Despair to win this Battle Royal. And in the main event, and it's the main event by default because it's the only title on the line, but it's James Siskini versus Johnny Tsunami. So we talked earlier about Kira Fisher and how she's really earned that World Bombshell Championship match. Johnny Tsunami has not earned the Roulette title match. And one would think that he's just in there to keep James Siskini loose, right? So he doesn't develop any atrophy with that Roulette title. Because I can't see any situation or any outcome that declares Johnny Tsunami the new Roulette champion. So I will pick James Siskini. There you have it, guys. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches for you. Should be a fun climax control. Of course, we're live in Quebec for the Verdun Auditorium. And for those that you don't know, Quebec, Montreal is the French-speaking area of Canada, the one we like to forget about sometimes. Rumors. What's going around the SCW universe, you ask? Quite a bit, actually. There have been some rumors that J2H and Melody have been on the rocks. J2H is not happy that Melody is shooting the movie with Drake Green. He's talked about it before. And also a few tweets that were exchanged between Jay and Micah indicated that Micah isn't happy about it at all. Interesting stuff. Of course, this was announced almost a year ago that Melody was cast in that role, so I'm not sure why they're still so butthurt about it. It's just business, and from what I understand, it's a cool $1 million for a few weeks worth of work for Melody, so Jay should be pretty happy about that. Also talking about J2H, he's not been booked for 2 weeks due to the cut on his head that was suffered at the hands of Shipman, needing time to heal. He's not on strike. It's just him talking shit. A former SCW star has offered to stand in for Hot Stuff if he decides to step away from the company and not sell. According to my inside source, who may or may not be the SCW social media guy, wink wink, Hot Stuff laughed in their face and instantly rejected it because that person not only was never a major star, he also sees no point at all to it in any way, shape, or form. Ben Jordan was spotted around Cuba with a mystery woman believed to be Jade Bertinelli. Jade, if you're not sure who she is, search for her on Twitter. She does an MCM thing, that Man Crush Monday thing about Ben, all the time. And she's pretty cute, so good for Ben. Speaking of Ben, there have been some rumors that Ben Jordan and Jamie Dean are about to split. Both men were very disappointed they lost to Siskini and Dimitri, and were spotted talking about their future as a team. Someone was telling me that they were talking about going their own way. You know what? I think they're one of the better teams right now. They've certainly been one of the better men's tag team champions in a while. However, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think Ben Jordan has got all the ingredients of being a huge star for this company. So them breaking up may not be the worst thing. Former SCW Bombshell is set to return over the coming weeks. Also, a former SCW tag team looks likely to return at the end of the year. Pretty exciting stuff. Christian Underwood wants to fire Chris Shipman for his actions the past week. A lot of complaints came in for the way Shipman attacked the cancer patient. So we'll see how that shakes out. Obviously, Christian Underwood needs Mark Ward's approval to fire anyone. And for what we understand, Mark Ward actually enjoyed the segment quite a bit and will probably not okay the firing of Chris Shipman. Apparently, a big match was rejected at some point over the past 6 weeks involving two champions because one of them didn't want to look weak. Looks like someone has quite a bit of an ego with that belt. An SCW star has been spoken to about his behavior around the Bombshells. Apparently, he's been inappropriate with some women backstage. Some people behind the scenes are trying to start a petition to have the word basic banned from SCW television. They're quite sick of Veronica Taylor already, and can you imagine now she's got a title? Pretty scary stuff. Melody Grace has apparently suffered an injury while on set filming her movie. Many believe this is part of the conflict with her getting back in the ring and why she missed last week's show specifically. There were some talks about possibly relinquishing the Internet Championship, but from what I understand, that's been pretty, what's the word? Jeez, you know when sometimes you have a word and it's too early. Let's just say it's too early to make that assumption. Also, Melody Grace and J2H may soon be back on the market. Again, we talked about it earlier. After their heated exchange on Twitter, both have not talked to each other since. Kale Smith has been spotted working out, leading many to believe that his return to the six-sided ring is only a few more weeks away. For those of you that don't remember, he was injured in I think his second or third match, but he was retained on an injury salary because the company does see a future in him. Last but not least, Drake Green was spotted in Vancouver, Canada, popping into a baby boutique. So rumors started swirling around that maybe Micah was pregnant. Who knows? He's probably buying it for someone else. Listen, Micah was in the ring just 5 days ago. I can't imagine Micah being cleared to wrestle if she's pregnant. Guys, that's all we have for the show today. I really appreciate you tuning in. I know what you're thinking. Wait a second. Where's stock up? Where's stock down? Well, let's just say it really quickly. Everybody's stock is up because SCW is the fucking best in the fucking planet. But at the same time, everyone's stock is down. Do you want to know why? Because you're not fucking impressing me. The past couple shows have been a little weak, all right? There hasn't been exciting. Some of the champions haven't shown up on the show. A new champion loses in her first match back. I'm just not happy. So for all you motherfuckers in there, kick up your fucking game or Tommy's going to start ripping you all to shreds. That being said, I hope you had a great week. I hope you enjoyed this week's action. More importantly, I hope you enjoyed the Hotwire. And if you didn't, for the very few of you that are out there, because there are a few, do everyone else a favor and go fuck yourself.